Hello, everybody. Ross here at Teacher Toolkit. I hope you're well. I hope the sun is shining. I hope you're having a good evening. Thank you for joining me and watching me live. I've got something very exciting to share with you. I don't often do a live stream, but when I do, I've got always some nice goodies to share with the teaching community. So in a moment, I'm going to bring in Gaurav, who's a co-founder of an organization called LetsLocalise. And if LetsLocalise had existed when I was a school leader, how to build an alumni of resources, its Accelerator Programme, which we're going to look at in greater detail tonight, would have been the great solution for my school to bridge the gaps in terms of skills, connecting with businesses and those kind of things. So how does your school connect with the local community, businesses and organizations? How does it streamline the process of building long-term partnerships? Here I've got a solution for you. And LetsLocalise, Gaurav will give me the exact numbers, but already working with over 1,000 schools across the country. And through the Accelerator Programme in particular, schools can highlight requirements such as funding for projects, professional expertise or physical resources, and fostering those important community and corporate links and things like that. So just before I bring Gaurav in, here is the website that we're going to look through, and I'm going to give you some referral codes and things like that. So let me just get that off for a moment. You're either watching this on my Twitter page, my YouTube channel, LinkedIn, or Facebook. So could you, if you want to, say hello, and I'll spend 30 seconds of housekeeping, just giving your town, village, city, or wherever you are. Maybe you're on a canal boat in the evening watching this in the summer evening, or early summer evening, I should say, and I'll say hello to you. So let me know if you're watching. If I just start off with it first, I'll just display your comment here and I'll say hello. So let me know what you're thinking if you're watching, and I will say hello to you on your behalf to everyone else here before we get into the business end. So how's school? How is your school community? What's the mood right now back at base? All those comments matter to let us all be reassured about how we're all getting on. So I've got a few comments coming through. I'm going to display those in a minute. I think we're getting off to a bit of a shy start. I can see a few hundred of you already watching. So let me show you again. I'm just going to say hello in my chat box, and then I'm going to just reveal the message here at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so that's how your name and your comment will be shared in the session. And if you want to ask a question, we'll answer those as we go through. So I'm planning on being the next 30 minutes or so. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to Gaurav, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his website, his own experiences in education, and his current mission. So there's some questions for you, Gaurav. Before I do, Ollie, lovely to hear from you. We've got somebody watching from the Arab Emirates. Fantastic. I hope you're well. I hope you find this useful in your context, Ollie. I'd be interested to know what you already use to help develop those connections in your community. So anyone else watching, can we get further away from England? Anyone watching down under? Would be interesting to see. Right, Gaurav, let's bring you in. Let's say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Ollie. UAE evening.
Yeah, fantastic. So Gaurav, give us a quick little background of your work in education, and then we'll talk about LetsLocalise in a second.
Yes, we started this company about 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, with a view of bringing all the support to the schools they needed most. And that's what we do. In a nutshell, we connect the schools with businesses and communities to unlock skills, funding, and resources very quickly and transparently. And unlike other matchmaking, we are a matchmaking platform. We are not a listing service, which most of the companies are. So that's
a very interesting bit of detail. But matchmaking sounds perfect in the world of romance. So here's an ad hoc question we hadn't planned. How does it sound romantic and easy for me as a school leader then, this matchmaking service you provide?
It's very simple. So schools come, they put their needs up, they post their needs on the platform, and these needs could range from STEM mentorship to library funding, could be anything. And we match them with the corporates, content providers, and donors who want to deliver direct support to these schools and create a very clear, measurable pathway from ask to impact.
Right. And what I love about it is a centralized platform. No longer do I need to, go to Facebook and create my own alumni page or email parents and I might get 1 or 2 replies. It's a specific built tool with lots of resources already lots of school community users. Remind me, is it over 1,000 schools? I think you passed that landmark recently.
Certainly, more than 1,000 schools, and we have already contributed more than £2.5 million worth of support to these schools.
Brilliant. And let me just stick Ollie's comment. Have we got schools in the UAE using it yet? Gaurav, any schools in the UAE?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Right, so Ollie could be first, and Patrick watching in Rwanda. Fantastic. Wow. I hope you're well, Patrick. So anyone else send some comments through. Right, I'm going to move this ticker out of the way because it can be distracting. Let's bring in your website page. Let's just have a little look at it and show people what it looks like once they're logged in. And then I've got some hard questions for you, and we'll see if you can pass the quiz.
I hope it's not too difficult. Yeah.
So you just share your page again, right? I can see it here. So just get the right tab on your screen. That's it. And so here we go. So let's just spend a minute just describing what we see on this page once people have logged in.
Right. So once a school or a head teacher or somebody logs in from the teacher community, they have a bunch of opportunities here, different products that we have. Treasure is a product which allows schools to raise funds in lots of different manners. And then you have got time, talent, and things, which allows schools to request a resource, could request volunteering. They have an expert directory to choose from, and they can then request people to come and talk, or experts to come and talk. Most exciting feature that almost everybody is falling over to be part of is something called Future Skills Program, where we have lots and lots of different programs like Craft of Innovation and STEM. So lots of different programs are there for the schools to choose from and be part of. This is something in a very nutshell. Plus, we have community builder features, lots of features. Our view is that we should be able to offer anything and everything to a school that they need from a community. That's what. Okay.
So let's go back to your login page, Gaurav. And here's a comment from Ollie. He wants to make it happen. So let's see if we can convince our first UAE school to sign up. So can we just start off with the core purpose of Let's Localise? Could we just remind, because everyone in school wants to create a community, connect with parents and businesses. But what is it that Let's Localise does specifically?
Yeah, so the purpose is that we are a one-stop shop, all right? So we, as I said, unlike other platforms out there, we are a matchmaking platform. So we make it easier for schools to put their needs up, and then we match it up. So we use AI and all the normal technology out there to be able to match a right partner, a perfect partner for schools to get support from the corporates. Our vision is if we can get every school to get a corporate sponsor, I think the problem of skilling and education will be solved forever, all over the world. So we are anyways already talking to quite a few schools in different parts of the world: New Zealand, India, Nigeria, Rwanda, to name a few.
Right. Okay.
Still on the not on the.
Now I'm trying to think of an example. Now, when I was a head of design technology, we had this lovely shiny new food technology room, which I think I had an enormous budget to, create a stainless steel classroom. And one of the kind of lingering headaches was, how do we get local chefs to come in and do demonstrations? Because I think brand new school, struggling to get a food teacher. How do we get people in to come and help with demonstrations and give us equipment advice? How could Let's Localise help me as a middle leader, not a senior leader?
Yeah. As I showed you on my landing page, you could go in as a teacher, you'll create a campaign to suggest that you've got this requirement from your community of followers. This community could range from parents, local people from within the local community, businesses, and a wider community, right? So once you put the request up, all the people who are following you get that request, and chefs or whoever you're seeking out can then offer their time.
And just a technical question, I guess once the school signs up, every adult in the building has a login, governors included, perhaps?
Yes, everybody.
Right. So let's bring the website back up on your screen. And what I'd just a technical request, Gaurav. If you leave that page on your screen, we can have it on the screen to hand.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that. What was your inspiration behind creating Let's Localise?
Yes, the inspiration was, again, as I said, simply we wanted to make sure that we are able to provide one corporate sponsor for each school. That's where we were.
So let's get your page on. I can just see it's coming there. So can we go back to that login page? I've already told Gaurav off for all these tabs open, everyone, so don't panic. There's, I think, about 50. Right. So the dashboard's the top left. So the dashboard is what we'd see on the left-hand side, or does that display something slightly different?
No, this is the dashboard. We are on the dashboard. This is a dashboard of.
Right, this is the dashboard. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they've got the skill profile in there and all the kind of admin kind of things. So I'm going to open it up also to people watching, that if you've got a specific question, so a current project, you're looking for business advice, investment, contacting your parents for a specific request, or you want to do some fundraising for an upcoming event, give me an example in the chat box and I'll push this over to Gaurav. So let's talk. Could we talk about, before we talk about the Accelerator Programme, could we talk about the skills and careers aspect of that and just give us a little walkthrough?
Yes, of course. So what the Accelerator Programme is, quite often, now that we have more than 1,000 schools, we quite regularly have heard from the schools that they struggle for time. They want the students to be skilled up. They want to build the community to get the resources and the support that they need. However, they don't have the time. And Accelerator Programme is something that we have created just to answer that. So what the program offers is a dedicated, what we call as CEO, which is a community engagement officer, who builds the community, designs a customized calendar of activities, which include skills, which includes climate action programs, and many other activities which go along a long way in satisfying their Gatsby and Ofsted requirements. And just basically make sure that all of these benchmarks are not only met but beaten very easily without adding any kind of workload.
Right, so Gaurav, I've got a question here from Ollie. Here's a real problem for you, and I'm going to put myself out of the camera behind the scenes, and I'm going to leave you on the camera to do a demonstration. Ollie said to us here, work experience in the UAE is a real challenge. How could this platform help? So could you try and do a kind of step-by-step demonstration of how this might happen? I'll leave you to talk that scenario through, so work experience, and I'll be back in a second. I'll let you deal with that.
Sure. Ollie, this school hasn't created the careers opportunity request, but as you can see, these are all customized templates. From a school's perspective, they put in a request. They create a request of what sort of career opportunity they are looking for. So, for example, you could ask for a chef, somebody to come in and help an organization which specializes in food technology may be something that you may seek help from. Likewise, different kind of career opportunities is something that you create over here using this button. These opportunities are then made available to the corporates on the other side. So LetsLocalise is a multi-sided matchmaking platform. So one side, you have the beneficiaries, that is the schools and the individuals that need help. By individuals, I mean people with disability, ex-offenders, etc., along with the students. And on other side, you have parents who can offer support to these people, likewise corporates, charities, and the government. So these corporates and the charities see the career opportunities or career requests that a school has put up. Schools puts up the number of students that are looking for the career opportunities, and those requests are then fulfilled by the corporates that are already on the platform. That's how it works.
So, Ollie, let me know your thoughts in your chat box, and we'll come back to this scenario. So, could you Gaurav, maybe show us a populated version of this, or would that be a bit too difficult to do it live?
It'll be a bit difficult because I would not know which school has requested. Right now, I'm in Valley Hill. That's a.
But it is possible. Okay.
Yeah,
so we've talked about skills. We've talked about work experience. Could we now talk about the Accelerator Programme that we've got here on the screen? And then I think what I'd like to do is I'm looking at your fundraising link at the bottom there. We might talk about how to raise money from the Parents Teacher Association. So let's start with the Accelerated Programme first.
Okay. This is the accelerator program we have, again, it's been created on specific demand from lots of schools. We now talk to, as I said, these schools have come back and have requested us support from us to help them reduce the workload on the teachers and still get them the community support and the funding and the skilling support. We totally believe that the future belongs to skilled, not just the schooled. Now, one thing that I always tell people is that schooling will open doors for you, corporate doors for you, but skilling will build your future. So what this program does is it allows schools to build community. It gets the businesses, it gets the alumni, it gets the parents involved, and then each of the primary schools, the kind of things that we can do with them are listed over here. I can share the QR code. You can go in detail what the community engagement person that's dedicated to your school, these are the different activities they would do. We collect all your the success factors that you would want yourself to succeed on. So, for example, the community, the number of followers that you have, or the number of STEM programs that you've attended, or the number of girl students you've educated, etc., etc. So a lot of those things we collect right at the start of the accelerator program. And then as we go along, at the end of the year, we show how we have progressed. Many schools are just signing up for it simply because it ticks all the boxes that they have.
All that workload out the way. So I've got another comment here from Molly. I'm going to bring that up in a second. So I'm going to give you another scenario. So an alumni network, a school that I worked at not so long ago, we were wanting to try and find all our past students. It was a brand new school set up in 1999, and many of the students are in their early 30s now. And we wanted to see which ones had gone off to do X, Y, Z, one or two that had reached a bit of fame, those kind of things. So where and how would I do this? Is this the page here that you're showing as the community builder?
Right. So exactly. The community of a school, if you understand, are the parents and the alumni. So we get schools to share the information of their alumni as well as the parents that we have, that they currently have, and we reach out to them, or the community engagement officer will proactively reach out to them, get the parents and the alumni on the platform, and then start to interact with them, arrange alumni-based interactions, fundraising campaigns, etc. All of that is something a community engagement officer will do.
And what I love, it's bringing all these kind of needs and issues all into one place.
Yes.
Right. So I'm just going to share a QR code here, everybody. So this will take you to a landing page where you've got the details. Once you log in, you'll see all the things that Gaurav has been showing you. While I leave that on the screen, Oliver's comment here, Gaurav, it sounds really easy to secure, likes the customizable nature. If a school has their own curriculum skills framework, can LetsLocalise be customized to meet the focus for the skills framework?
Yes, I just need to spend a little bit more time to understand. You have your own you have your own curriculum, which you anyways would be sharing with the students. So absolutely, that's happening on its own. Where we come in is to accentuate what's already being taught. So that we know that the gap between what's being taught in the schools and what the market needs or what the corporates needs is very significantly large and wide. So what we try to do is we try to get these corporates to bring in what they think they would require from these students when they graduate, and they bring those students and expose those students to the skills that are needed in the market.
I think what Ollie's saying here is, having worked in a couple of schools or so in the Emirates, the Emirati government will have specific things that obviously school, like any government, would want their schools to deliver as part of the curriculum framework. Each school will have, certain kind of nuances and specifics they'd want to also make that's unique to their school. So I guess in here, is there anything that you could show how we might do that, or would that be back in your skills section, Gaurav?
That'll be back in the skills section.
Okay, so just put that back up here as a quick reminder, just in case we've got one or two viewers that are new and have missed this. So you're wanting to create a bespoke mapping exercise for skills, whether it's for employment, for careers, or for the curriculum. Just show us what that looks like.
Right. So what happens is a lot of these organizations, and we are talking to really, really large companies that are keen to upskill students all over the globe. and they have not seen a platform like ours, which allows them to reach not only the students but much wider community. And let's focus only on students for the purposes of this talk. But these companies come and they have certified courses and programs that they want the students to be exposed to. And these programs are available on the platform. Students can decide, or the teachers can decide on behalf of the students, or older students can decide on their own which of these programs they want to be part of, and can easily enroll, go through the certifications. We are currently in the process of partnering with Coursera, which will be offering almost 4,000 of their programs on the platform, which will obviously be useful not only to 16 plus, but also individuals from university students and all that. And likewise, large organizations, likes of Microsoft, IBM, all of them are quite keen to do this on a platform, simply because it collects impact data for them on a single platform, data that's irrefutable. We collect quantifiable and qualifiable impact data, which doesn't happen anywhere else on a single platform.
What I'm hearing from you, thinking about investors and all that kind of stuff, what I'm hearing is you've got already a number of organizations who want to invest or donate cash, but they don't know where to go to or who to give it to because they don't have those direct connections with skills. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely. It's everybody struggles to give a direct.
So you heard it here, everyone. Here is a platform. Once you've logged in, you're getting direct connections to businesses that are already wanting to invest. Remind me of that figure. Is it 2.5 million you've already helped schools generate?
Yep, this is 2.5 million of social value. This is not the amount of money that people have donated, but people donate laptops, they donate time, lots of different things go into this figure.
Sure. So that's phenomenal. And you and your wife, Divya, who's also the co-founder, you were recently at the House of Lords, weren't you? So tell us, let's take this off the screen for now. Tell us about what happened there.
Yeah, so great experience. We had invited almost 50 to 60 different organizations, and all of them were coming together to discuss how skilling can be done at scale and at speed. Almost everybody has the same challenge. Even if they do the skilling, there's no way for them to prove it. There's no impact gathering that happens without somebody taking clipboards, going from one boot camp to another boot camp and all that. And we allow that in a very simple way on a single platform. So I'll take one more example. We are working with Microsoft in the process of finalizing these things with them, where we are going to be upskilling hundreds and thousands of students on skills, the latest skills like blockchain and AI and whatnot. And the idea would be these students come on the platform, get educated, get certified courses and all. Plus, we will be educating the trainers, the teachers in this case. The teachers get scaled up, and teachers then go and scale up the students.
Already on government premises, a 5-year-old company already making a bit of a noise and already an impact. Being used in 1,000 schools across England or across the UK?
Across the UK.
Across the UK. So, Ollie, I know you're still watching, so it could be the first in the UAE if you're ready. Just that reminder to everyone else, you're watching here on Teacher Toolkit. I'm with Gaurav, the co-founder of LetsLocalise, a hub that allows you to generate investment, make connections with local businesses, corporations, organizations, develop a parental kind of support network, an alumni with your ex-students, all sorts of things. If you get your screen back on your device, Gaurav, for me, please. This QR code, everyone, will take you to the login page where you can just sign up and have a little look through. Gaurav, I know that question that everyone's going to want to ask that hasn't asked in the chat box yet, but what are the costs, the license fees? Can you give any referral codes or discounts and things like that?
Yeah, if I am able to open. Yeah. Yes, so we are actually running a 50% discount at the moment. So pricing plan for primary schools, it's the platform is free, right? So you can get on the platform and start using all the different features that I showed you on your own.
So this QR code, it will take you to the login. You can sign up for free and have a play around.
Right, and you come here, you can just play around with this. You can understand what the program offers, what's the program overview, different FAQs.
And then at what point does any kind of costs start to kick in for a school? So if I'm a teacher watching this and I sign up, Obviously, I would need head teacher consent and things like that. But at what point would that kind of headache kick in?
Yeah, so it doesn't kick in initially at all. You can start using the platform, get familiar with it, and start using it on your own. All these things are digitally developed. They're very easy to use. Customized templates are all for all of these programs is there. Where it becomes interesting is when you have to start using us, right? So that's where we have a customized, or we have a community engagement manager who will help build a community, who will help you with the STEM programs, who will put together a calendar of events for you to work with so that your students get the most of it. That's where it starts.
Your school can, once you log in, create all these things yourself.
Yes.
So I think you've thought through all those headaches. So going back to my scenario, so whether it's an alumni network of local chefs to come into my food classroom, or to build an alumni of ex-students for the next school yearbook, if there's goodwill and intention in the school and a bit of time and effort, people can create these things themselves for free,
Absolutely.
and generate income with providers and investors that are already logged and registered into the site.
Absolutely.
So,
however,
I'm just being really crystal clear because I know these benefits, but I want everyone else to hear how brilliant this idea is. Now, I don't know of any other organizations that do this. So if I could have probably benefited for this for 25 years of teaching. So we're about 25 years too late, but it's great that it's out. So this QR code, everyone, zap this on your mobile phone, sign up, free login, and start building your own alumni, skills, frameworks, careers, guidance for your students, those kind of things. And then putting in those requests for investment from your local community. And a silly question, Gaurav, but I guess once we've got people logged in, people get notified every time I register a new project or a campaign.
Yes.
So pretty straightforward. Right. Let me move this QR code out. If you can put your website on one last time and get that on your screen for me, please. So a request to everybody watching, because there are a few hundred of you watching this live, which is brilliant. We're going to wrap things up shortly. So this is your last chance. Is there any pain points or questions that you want to ask? Pose them in the chat box. I'll display your question here for us both to see, so also the rest of the world can see. And if you're too shy, maybe just tell us where you're watching from. So Patrick in Kigali, I hope you're still watching. And Ollie, I hope you're still there in the UAE. Have we got anybody? I know I have one or two watching in Birmingham, London, and different pockets of the UK. Please say hello. We'll put this broadcast straight out. It's already out on all the different socials, but it'll be added to the Teacher Toolkit website, and we'll follow it up in our newsletter. I've been working with Gaurav and Divya at Let's Localise for the last 4 or 5 months, but we've known each other a long time, haven't we? So it's not just something that we've done recently. We've been familiar with each other's work for a good few years now. So is there anything else that you could share on your platform that we've not yet discussed that you would think, we didn't talk about that?
Not really. I think one thing, if you're really looking for support for your schools, please join. You'll find that there are lots and lots of resources that you can pretty much access on your own. But if you need help, please raise your hand up. We have almost every other day we're getting a school wanting to be part of the Accelerator program, simply because the value that you get as a result of joining the program far outweighs the amount of money that you spend. I know the budgets are tight, but this is possibly the best £1,500 that you would spend with the value that you will get and the outcomes that you'll be able to generate for your students.
Now, I've got another technical question. I'm just trying to think of questions that people would ask. Let's say I am a MAT leader and I've got 7 schools.
Yep.
How does that work technically?
Absolutely.
Does every school have to sign up themselves, so every teacher, or would you set up a login for all the teachers across?
No, it's very simple. We have thought through all of that. We have almost 15 to 16 MATs at the moment. All you do is you sign up.
How does it work?
You just you sign up as a MAT admin, and then you can invite schools within the MAT, and those schools get an email ID, or rather email, for them to just sign up and complete the sign up. That's it. As simple as that.
Right. So all sorted. So there you go. So last thoughts. Anyone watching to add comments? This is your last chance. Gaurav, it's been really good to just pick your brains and ask you one. I think you've passed the test. There's been no real difficult questions, I suppose. Well, in fact, let me ask you one difficult question. The current schools that use it, what would you say that they tell you is something that they think it needs, or things that you might be developing behind the scenes that are not quite there?
That are not quite there. I think one thing is a student journey. So what they want to know is, how has a student evolved after taking a skills program? So has the student been able to secure university or employability as a result of this, which is obviously very difficult, but that's something that we're thinking is if we could just,
once the student leaves the school community, I guess there's data protection things to consider, and once people leave the community, they're no longer directly or indirectly tied to the organization. So that's an interesting one. But I guess there's at least while the child's in the school,
and you can track, yes,
the school can do some kind of mapping exercise to see the trajectory and all the kind of community projects they've been involved in. I've got a last comment from Patrick. Let's get this up on the screen. Thank you, Patrick, who's watching from Rwanda. Is the funding localized, or can the school get support from anyone?
It's pretty much anyone. So it's we have Stripe login, any Stripe integration, so anybody can use that to support the school if they're interested in.
So let's just say I'm a Microsoft tech guy. I've got about 70 laptops that I would like a school to use. As long as someone says on their Let's Localise page, we need 70 laptops. How would I get a notification as an investor? Will your algorithms and notifications let me know?
Yes, if you're following the school, you will get to know that school of yours has requested for X, Y, and Z, and you can then decide if you are able to support them in that manner.
Okay, so again, a more difficult question for me. Let's say I'm not following Patrick's school, and I know that he wants 70 laptops. How do you as an organization make sure that me with lots of laptops want to donate, where they're going to be used and meet the greatest need?
Yeah.
How do we fix that headache? Have you thought about that one?
Yes, in a way, but it's a GDPR problem. The thing is,
right.
If you're not connected, so you haven't given us the permission to send you the information. And if we do send you that information, you'll say, why are you bombarding me? Right?
Okay, so I'm trying to think of Patrick here. So Patrick could contact you as the founder and say, look, do you know anyone that's on Microsoft in your organization that wants to give laptops out?
He could do that, and then we'll do it offline. We can't do it because of the GDPR aspect.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'm just trying to think of some workarounds for busy people in education and how they can get, now working a business, there's lots of money out there. There's always money. There's always investments and things. It's about time, effort, and having those connections. And I guess that keyword that sums up Let's Localise, it's brilliant for connections and building networks. I've got one last question from Ollie. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for watching. How dynamic are the reports? Can you show us one last report before we log off and say good night?
Yes, no, I can show the report, but they'll be personal to a school, which is why I wouldn't do it.
Right.
But it's calculated. It captures the information real time, Ollie. So it's very dynamic. It's absolutely real time. That's one, and you'll be having different multiple facets. Yes, so which is why Ofsted. Community engagement angle of Ofsted is covered by many schools through our platform, where they collect the information and they show it to the Ofsted for the community engagement.
And in Ollie's context, they have the Emirati inspections too. So could the Ofsted framework be bespoke to the Emirati inspection?
We'll have to work on that. It's obviously
all right. Well, there's an opportunity there to branch out in the UAE, isn't there? Right. So let's get this QR code back on. Thank you, Ollie, for the question. I hope you're well and keep in touch. There's the QR code, everyone. There's the website at the bottom. It's a free login. Okay, free. Anybody in your school can sign up. Teacher, middle leader, school leader, mat leader. And you can start building your connections with parents. So parent-teacher associations, your student alumni, fundraising events, connecting with businesses, and much more, mapping skills and all sorts of things. It's fabulous. So I'm wanting one last sentence from you, Gaurav, before I wrap things up.
Yes, thank you, Ross. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, Patrick. Couple of things as I just wanted to add. PTAs are already on the platform. So we have many schools that use Let's Localise and run by PTAs. Schools don't get involved. Head teacher doesn't get involved. PTAs run it totally on their own. So that's already feasible. We get 2 different bank accounts, one for the school, one for the PTAs, so that any fundraising that is done goes to the respective bank account. So that's one. The other thing is, in terms of individuals and corporates, delivering value into the schools. We collect all the data from different angles, coming back to Ollie's point of multifaceted points of the platform collecting information. We do that, and it creates a very beautiful impact report from the corporate's perspective and a social quotient report from an individual's perspective. So as an individual, you can say, Ross last year donated 1 laptop, spent 10 hours in a certain school, donated £100, and that becomes your report, which is extremely important in this day and age, especially for people looking for jobs in social sector.
Now, I've got to log into LetsLocalise. I could even say I'm willing to do a free teacher training event or donate some copies of my book for the staff library, couldn't I?
That'd be just amazing.
Right, well, there's a good note to finish. Right.
Yes,
I'm going to say my thank yous to Gaurav and Divya. Thank you so much for our partnership over the last 4 or 5 months. It's been great to kind of showcase this on a live stream, and we'll do it again. Let's get this QR code up one last time. Here it is here. Let me just move myself out of the way. So that website address at the bottom, letslocalise.co.uk/accelerator-programme, or just zap the QR code on your mobile phone. That will take you to a login. It's a free login. There's no catches. There's no pricing. To clarify, all the charges you'll pay is if you ever need the support from the Let's Localise team. Otherwise, you can build your own community, PTA, careers, skills, curriculum mapping, and all those kind of things. So get logged in while you can. Already 1,000 skills after 5 years. So I suspect in another 5 years, we might have a waiting list growing. So let's see. Gaurav, can I wish you a lovely evening? Thank you for your time, expertise, and energy. And I'll see you offline in another conversation.
Thank you so much, Ross. Your energy is amazing. Great to connect with you, and look forward to continued relationship and partnership with you.
Great. Okay, I'll see you soon, Gaurav. Bye for now. So there you go, everyone. Let's Localise. It's just fantastic. It's a no-brainer for me. We all know every school, wherever you work in the world, are under increasing pressure to meet benchmarks with limited budgets and the usual teacher workload challenges. The Accelerator Programme, the skills, the funding, the PTA, all the mapping different bits of software and tools inside Let's Localise offers a great variety of support, helps you as a school connect with your local community and businesses to address all of these issues effectively. It really is a no-brainer for me. So please scan the QR code, and I'll see you in another live stream later this week. Otherwise, from me, can I wish you a lovely evening, day, or morning, whatever you're watching, and I'll see you again online in the future. Thanks for following Teacher Toolkit, and bye for now.